All right, all right. Good morning, Facebook and YouTube. I am actually streaming live to my Facebook page and my YouTube page for I Am My Morning Coffee. So good morning. I'm so happy to be here with you all this morning. So I am going to give you a moment to come on in and say good morning when you come in. Please speak. And as you come in, if you could like and share this broadcast, I would greatly appreciate it. I would be more than honored if you can do that this morning. I'm so excited to be speaking with Pastor Derwin Davis this morning. I promise y'all are going to be blessed by this broadcast. If you all can come on in and like and share, I would greatly appreciate it. And if you could speak when you come in as well, I would appreciate that. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. I am excited this morning. I think it's something about being off for the summer that just makes you feel rejuvenated. I feel like I got a second and a third wind, even in the midst of everything that's going on. So as you come in, please like and share and speak when you come in the room. I would greatly appreciate it. I give y'all a few moments to come in this morning. Give y'all a few moments to come on in. Let's see. I don't know why this does that. Let's see. All right, there we go. And I have to do something about my settings because for some reason when I go live it says only me, but I have adjusted the settings and so now everyone should be able to come in and everyone should be able to see the live now. So we should see people coming in just a moment. All right, so if you all can come on in, I would greatly appreciate it. All right, good morning. Welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee. I am so happy to see y'all. There's so much going on in our world that I really just want to take the time just to talk about health. Health does matter, especially right now. So as you come in the room, good morning, Lady Davis. I am so happy to see you this morning. Thank you so much for joining us. As you all come in, please like and share this broadcast. I am excited. This is going to be a phenomenal conversation. I know that it's going to be phenomenal. I am excited about it. So good morning to you. Please speak as you come in, like, share, and we will get started in just a moment. I want to give you all an opportunity to come in and like and share. So good morning, Lady Davis. We are so happy to see you this morning. Good morning, Liz. I'm happy to see you too. Good morning. Happy to see y'all this morning. I am just elated. I know, a lot of people ask Adelia, why are you so happy? Anybody that knows me knows that happy is pretty much my baseline. But there's so much going on in our world right now. That I think we need to have conversations like these, talking about health, talking about how people are maintaining. So if you all can just come on in, I'm going to bring in Pastor Derwin Davis in just a moment. I want to give you all an opportunity to like and share. Good morning, Janet. I am happy to see you this morning. So happy to have you all. Once you come in, please make sure that you like and share this broadcast. That is very important because I think that some information is going to be relayed today. Some nuggets that are going to be dropped. What I love about I Am My Morning Coffee is that I allow the conversation to flow organically. So while we have the topic of discussion, while we have things that we're going to talk about, I love for the conversation to flow organically. And not just that, I like for you to participate in the conversation because your input is very important. Your input matters because we want to make sure that we're talking about what it is that you want to discuss and what it is that may be touching you. So we're going to get started in another 60 seconds. If you all can just like and share as you come in the room, I would greatly appreciate it. And I'm so happy to see y'all. Anybody that knows me that has been rocking with me since I Am My Morning Coffee started, you know You all make the difference. And I love, 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 and appreciate you all being here with me. So we're going to get started in just a moment. Thank you so much, Janet, for sharing the video. I greatly appreciate you. Please make sure that you share and like as you come in the room. And we are going to get started momentarily. All right, so we have another 60 seconds and we are going to get started. So as you come in, please like and share, and I would greatly appreciate it. And we'll give it another 10 seconds, and then I'm going to go ahead and introduce this awesome man of God because I want to honor his time. I want to honor you all's time. And so as you come in, please like and share this broadcast. I would greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. So today we are talking about health matters. First of all, welcome to I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is our barista, praise and worship is our cream and sugar. And this morning, our morning coffee is Pastor Derwin Davis of Pleasant View Baptist Church. And I'm so excited to have him. I'm honored, really, to have him. It's really, 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 truly a blessing. Whenever I have people that are willing to come in and just have a conversation, I don't take it lightly. I take people's time very, very seriously. So where does the praise and worship come in? The praise and worship comes in the midst of the conversation. We have conversations that I think that are honoring to God and honoring to the things that He has done for us, the things that we're doing in our lives, and being obedient to His will, which I think is really, really, really important. So I'm going to go ahead and introduce this man of God, and we're going to go ahead and get started. I do not want to leave out anything important. So I'm going to read the bio, okay? So I am going to read it verbatim, word for word, because I want to make sure that you all get everything that he is, everything that encompasses who he is. And actually, a lot of people may not know this, but I actually went to elementary school with Pastor Derwin Davis. I hope that's okay sharing that. We went to Roland Elementary School together, and I knew then that he was going to be the wonderful pastor that he is now. So I am excited to introduce this man of God. Pastor Derwin Davis is a man of faith and prayer who is passionate about God's word. Using his diverse gifts and talents, he is diligently working to fulfill his life's mission, helping people win in life. He is an anointed teacher, inspiring visionary, and wise mentor. Pastor Davis is a magna cum laude graduate of Tennessee State University, where he majored in music and philosophy and religion. He also received a Master of Biblical Counseling degree from Luther Rice College and Seminary and an Educational Specialist degree in Educational Leadership from the University of West Georgia. Following the urging of the Holy Spirit, Pastor Davis was licensed to preach the gospel in 2006 by his spiritual father, Bishop Kelvin L. Levy, Judah Temple of Praise Ministries in Nashville, Tennessee. He was later ordained an elder by Bishop James D. Nelson, founder of World Assemblies of Restoration in Baltimore, Maryland. Pastor Davis has extensive ministry experience, having served as a church musician, minister of music, and elder. In 2008, he started his pastoral experience as the founding pastor of Life Restoration Christian Church in Decatur, Georgia. He is the senior pastor of the Pleasant View Baptist Church in Covington, Georgia, where he was called to serve in 2016. Pastor Davis is the director of choral and piano music at the Fayette County High School. He also serves as the CEO and chairman of the board of directors for Katie Bowles Praise 102.5 Man Up Community Incorporated. He has been an entrepreneur in the legal and music industries for over 14 years. Additionally, he provides premarital counseling and marriage tune-ups for couples facing marital challenges. Pastor Davis has been married to the lovely lady Raquel for almost 15 years. So if you all can put your hand clap emojis in the comments, I would greatly appreciate it as I bring in Pastor Derwin Davis.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm wonderful. Thank you so much for inviting me on. You know, you've been literally a friend for life, and
yes,
it's an honor. It's an honor to be with you this morning. And welcome to everybody on my morning coffee. I'm blessed and honored to be with you and to share with you on this morning.
Thank you, thank you. And also thank you for sharing the live stream as well. I saw that you did do that. So I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate you. Uh-oh. Oh, okay, there we go. We're still there. I'm sorry. I have to learn my controls here, which I will. But thank you so much for joining us this morning. Like I said, I don't take it lightly at all that you are here. I thank God that you took the time just to come and talk to us about health matters. So let's jump in it. We have been in the midst of a very, I would say, tumultuous time. We're in the midst of a global health pandemic. We're in the midst of a race pandemic, and we are really going through a lot as a country. We're going through a lot as a people of color, and we will be foolish to not acknowledge that these things don't spill over into our pulpits. They don't spill over into our personal lives. These are things that matter. These are things that affect our mental health, our physical health. You're married to the lovely Lady Raquel, so it also spills over into our marital affairs as well. So, in our relationships with other people. So, what I want to just start the conversation with is, what was the turning point for you when you made the decision that you needed to pay very close attention to your health, where you needed to be intentional, you needed to be attentive, and what part of your life, if not several parts, that you felt like needed your attention the most?
Okay. Well, thank you so much for asking these questions. Today, when we start talking about health matters, I knew it was going to get to a place of being very transparent and dealing with past failures and even now current success. And success is always subjective to those who define the line of what is technically successful for them.
Right.
My personal health journey started a couple of years ago, in which I won't call them failed attempts. I would call them, they gave me one of the combination numbers. And many times on our health journey is learning how to unlock a 5-code lock. And and for me, 2015 was when I learned the first lock code.
Okay.
And then there were other years that I learned another lock code. Now in 2020, I finally feel that as deliverance is taking place in other areas, and we'll talk about that I finally learned how to continue working on being a better person myself. And that's where I really had to come and deal with health from a holistic perspective. COVID-19 has really been a blessing to me because I found the last lock combination that my business was contributing to so much of my health disparity. And it was a blind spot to me. I knew about, it's kind of strange. I love lifting weights. I love to swim. I love to do a lot of those different things. I understood eating better and some of those kind of things, but because I've been a big person all my life. Some of that stuff was attached to emotional wounds that I had to heal from. And as I came through the years, I would find myself finding different anchors and different attachments and emotional ties to this. And so COVID really gave me an opportunity to see another pillar or another lock on that combination that business attributed to so many different things. It affected workout. It affected mentality. It affected what my eating choices, because I'm ripping and running, being what I call quad vocational. And
quad vocational.
When things slowed down and things came to a screeching halt, my decisions were blaring at me. And when life flashes before you and you now have to evaluate what's next, that was the latest kind of blaring health wake-up call to say, hey, what is what? And what is this going to be? And so for me, I feel like now I'm getting to a point that I'm successfully dealing with health. Because I have identified emotional areas that I needed God to heal.
Wow.
And in healing those emotional areas, what took place emotional and spiritual, they were manifesting physical.
Wow.
And that was the leading thing to go here, and
Mm-hmm.
and to push me forward in dealing with my health. Now, leading in a pandemic is
Yeah.
already um, taxing in itself.
Very much so.
So COVID blessed me with time that I did not have before, and at first I didn't have time. It was a zoo at my home. Um, it's when I learned that all of the world. I didn't realize what I had on my schedule and what I had on me until COVID put me at home, and
Wow.
everything that I was connected to, it came to my house.
Mm-hmm.
And now that it
Mm-hmm.
was all in my house and I'm running, it was crazy the first couple of weeks of COVID,
Yeah.
because I'm on a laptop in a school meeting with my phone in a text meeting, message in a pastor meeting, and then emails are coming for business, and this is all at one time. And then my wife is asking me for something around the house, and this is jumping, and then I would get off one call to get on another call, and all of that craziness, and I felt it draining me, and I'm like, there's no way that I can do what I'm called to do without being healthy.
Right. 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 That's good.
You get what I'm saying? And so
Yeah.
when I brought everything, when COVID forced everything to my home, that's when I realized my house is out of order.
Wow.
And my health
Wow.
is my health is the house.
Yeah.
My body is the house.
I'm taking notes already.
And so that was a big shift.
Yeah.
So that was an awareness that, hey, these are the things that we have to be aware of. And it was some, it's simple things, but it's things that you overlook. Not eating at restaurants and realizing I go to a restaurant and eat because I'm always busy on the road, and I'm drinking 1,000 calories because I had 6 drinks with a simple meal.
Right. Right.
So
Right.
being at home allowed me to
Mm.
see that from a different perspective. And so that's what kind of led to the health transformation in this season. And we don't know what we're going to face,
Mm.
the health crisis. So now
That's right.
I can't leave out these doors with a compromised health system.
Right. Ooh.
So that was a huge awakening in that sense. And
And that crosses several lanes
of
when you
course,
say that you can't leave, out of the house with a compromised health system. And that includes spiritual. And
correct,
I think that's the part that we neglect.
correct.
And I think it's so interesting when you say that COVID blessed me.
Well, see, that's one of the hard things that people challenge with is that just because God allows something
Mm-hmm.
that is terrible doesn't mean that God is not going to use it.
Right. That's good.
God
That's
often
good.
allows things because he can use it. We
Yes.
shout about Romans 8:28, and it says all things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. Well, the
That's right.
reality is all things are positive and negative.
Yeah.
So God can use the negative things that happens in our life to transform us. The
That's true.
issue is that many of us have to be willing to allow God to draw the positives out of a negative situation. That's what makes a person powerful.
Yes.
Battery has both polarity,
It's
positive and negativity. And so some of the people now who've been at home during this time, if you've only focused on the negatives and not
mm-hmm.
seen the positives that God has drawn out, and you won't come out of this season powerful.
Right.
Everything has positives and negatives to it.
Everything.
Everything has
Everything.
positive. If you've been through hell, if you went through the worst crisis of your life, you have to go back and look at that situation and draw out of the positive. When people make mistakes, I have this word that I say all the time. Mistakes is really 2 words. It's miss and take. And you're foolish when you only see mistake as 1 word, because you won't
Wow.
take what you need.
Yeah.
Everything that you miss, you need to learn how to go back and take from it.
Oh,
Mistake is 2 words. And
oh my
and
God.
that's a major shift. And so, COVID has been has shifted us into a total different place. And we have to learn how to take from that. Families are spending more time with each other
Yes.
than they ever have before.
Yes.
People are back cooking. Now is the time. This is the time to get healthy. Now,
You're right.
there's no excuse for you not to get healthy. I mean, you mean to tell me I'm not ripping and running now? So now we can make better decisions on what we cook.
Right. Right. And it's like, what's your excuse now?
Exactly.
If time was the issue,
right.
What is it now?
Now what exactly? Now you can count the calories when you go buy the groceries versus you just ripping and running and had some on the go.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? This is one of the greatest opportunities. If nothing else is taking place right now across all sectors, this is the time of opportunity. This is the opportunity to start.
I agree with you.
Start another business. This is our opportunity for you to get your family together and go for great for whatever greatest challenge. This is now an opportunity. You have been blessed with opportunity and change, and everything is changing. Everyone has a question mark of what this world is going to be like now. And so now you have God has given us a fill in the blank.
Wow, God has given us a fill in the blank.
Absolutely.
Jesus.
If 2020 has been nothing else, because 2020 has been so crazy and so many things have been, get this. If you really look at it, you got a 2-0. A 0 is normally a blank.
True.
Exactly.
Wow.
You have to fill in the blank. This is the season to fill in the blank. Okay, so how are you going to move? How are you going to move forward? God is giving you an opportunity to rewrite that. This is your second. God is giving you another chance to come at this thing from a different perspective, and to move forward. And if you don't, oh man, I'm trying not to get in trouble. But
please speak freely. I trust you.
Are afraid of COVID, but they're already dead.
That's good.
Some people are afraid of getting dying, but you're already dead. You're alive, but you're not living. And this is the season for a person to really tap into God.
Yeah.
Shift it to another level and say what is next. And so now when I look at what's next and what's coming and where I'm going and what God is about to do, I can't afford not to be healthy in this season. I'm not going to let the enemy kill me and stop me because I see more now.
Come on.
I've had enough time to kind of get out of the fall and see so much, to do so much more. I'm in my prayer room. Oh, all over here on this whole entire wall, you got so many things that are written down. And now I see all of that stuff clearer now than I have ever seen it before. And I'll be doggone if I'm going to let health take me out. And then there's spiritual awareness. There's a level of spiritual awareness that I see that God, it's a need in this season.
It is.
We are living in a huge biblically illiterate time. And America is coming into a reckoning of how people have misused and incorrectly taught scriptures for diverse motives that were not biblical.
Right. For their own personal motives.
Correct.
And their own personal gains.
Whether it was racist, whether it was financial, whether it was manipulative, and some people have preached truth for the right reason. I call it the hammer. And especially as African Americans, I mean, we're getting so many people that say, why are you a Christian when Christianity was used to control slaves? Well, the question is, why do you use a hammer? Because a hammer was used to build a house. But the truth of the matter is a hammer can go upside your head and kill you. It's not the hammer, it's the user.
It's the user of the tool.
If I know the hammer for myself and its original purpose and how it was used,
right.
Now, I don't blame the hammer. I see it was in the wrong hands. And what I feel that God is doing in this season is getting his word out of the wrong hands. And this is the season to preach truth. This is the season to preach the word of God. And so for me, because my purpose is to help people win in life and to win lives for Jesus, I'm working on a whole nother organization called Win Lives. yes, I'm so thankful. I'm the pastor of Pleasant View Baptist Church. But just like different organizations, like Pastor Charles Stanley, he pastors First Baptist of Atlanta, but his organization is in touch. I'm working behind the scenes with an organization called Win Lives to help win lives, because I understand that some people are so turned off by church and the gospel. What Christianity is the white folks' religion to control black folks. Well, no, he's Jesus.
Right.
And so we have to go out and win lives and answer questions, do apologetics effectively, and be able to get to show people this is Jesus. Yes, he was misrepresented in these fashions, but the difference now is God is the one who can save your soul.
Yes.
He's the one that can heal you. I'm big on counseling. I have counselors. I go to counseling even as a pastor because a counselor helps me see what needs to be healed so that God can heal it.
I want to thank you for saying that. I want to really thank you.
I'm a big proponent. I provide counseling.
Thank you for saying that.
And I go to counseling.
And I wouldn't trust a counselor that hasn't been.
Oh, absolutely not. Because in this, I call it. I call counseling. Counseling is an X-ray. It's an MRI to your soul. It is the CAT scan of your past. It's not the healer. It shows you the lump. It shows you the lump that's in your body. It shows you the. Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes, I'm following you.
And here is the danger of counseling without Jesus. Because if you find out what's wrong, now you'll try to go self-medicate and try to fix yourself.
Come on. You preaching this morning.
And now we a season of the body of believers, because some people in church in the past shot down counseling, but people looked at them funny because they were living a dysfunctional life. And they had counseling and had the x-rays and the MRIs and the CAT scans of their past, then they could have went to God's word and got the healing and got the deliverance.
Right.
But now we have people who shout and praise who are not delivered.
All they know how to do is play the role, but they don't know their script.
Man, listen. They
can play the role all day.
Absolutely.
You have no idea what that script says.
Jesus is a healer, but if you don't know what needs to be healed, you're going to continue to be sick. And what happens is the enemy will bog your mind down and keep these blind spots over you that you don't even know this is an area that needs to be healed.
Wow.
I give you a case in point.
Good.
Last year, 2019, I was getting back. You know, there's seasons of my life. Some years, and everybody have them. There's some years that move, and there's some years that all hell breaks loose, and you just. There's some years there was a blur. 2019 was a year that I was moving forward. Really, the end of 2018, 2019 was a year that I was moving forward. And hey, you know, I got just derailed in life and just trying to get myself back moving forward. And as I started moving towards what I feel like God was calling me to, I felt a chain on me.
Wow.
I felt hindered. I literally felt like a ball and anchor was and chain or anchor for a ship was around my feet.
Wow.
And I asked God, what is it? And he revealed some things about past family history that I had to go and learn about some folks in my family that I did not know. Last summer, I took an excursion just to go and connect with some of my father's side of the family.
Yeah.
And I learned about a lot of individuals. And once, watch this, as I started learning and going into that area, that's when I saw wounds that had been holding me back for years.
Wow.
And that brings to the point now that now when you are aware, now God can heal, and that's spiritual healing. He was wounded for our transgression. He was bruised for our iniquities. The chastisement of our peace was upon him, and by your stripes we are healed. The healing of God, yes, it is physical. God can heal you of cancer. God can heal you of lupus. God can heal you of COVID. God can heal you of AIDS. God can heal you from a wound. God can heal you from a skin disease. He can heal you from that. He can also heal you from a broken heart. He can heal you from rejection. He can heal you from depression and anxiety. God is a healer. And so many people see God as a medicator.
Say that one more time.
They see God as a shot.
Wow.
And that's why so many people have not been healed, because they see God as a method to cope with their symptoms. There's a difference between coping and healing.
Say that. Now that's good.
There's a difference between medicine to cope and healing. A Tylenol can help you cope with the headache.
Come on now.
But it doesn't address why you have the headache.
Right. And God deals with the root of the thing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
That's why God doesn't vilify individuals who are in sin, because he understands the root of the sin is from a wound.
That is so good.
You know, as a pastor, I run across all kinds of stuff. I have a statement that everybody's full of it, and the bathroom will prove it in 24 hours.
That's funny. I have not heard that, but I think I'm gonna borrow it.
Everybody, if you're human, the bathroom will prove that you're full of it in 24 hours. And if it's not, you're constipated. It's not there. You just have an issue getting it out.
Ooh, and that's not healthy.
Exactly. So so the difference of this now is that God, the reason why he's gracious and merciful towards you is that sin is normally man's attempt to medicate his own wounds. Wow. So you're in sin not because you want to sin, you're in sin because you don't want to hurt.
Wow.
So I'm medicating the wound. You're drinking because you have a wound. You're screwing because you have a wound.
God.
You're prideful because you have a wound.
Come on, let's talk about health.
You're arrogant because you have a wound.
You're on it.
Are you get what I'm saying?
Yes.
And if you try to deal with this, when you try to deal with the coping without dealing with the wound, that's why some people are never delivered.
Wow.
You're going after the fornication. No, you need to deal with the rejection, and then you won't give yourself.
That's a good word. Miss Joyce said it right. That's a good word.
It's a wound. He was wounded for our transgressions. Wounds are covered at a hospital. Transgressions will take place at a courtroom. He was bruised at a hospital for our iniquities. Courtroom. The chastisement of our peace was upon him. Then it says, by his stripes we're healed.
Yes.
So God was saying, I'm fixing courtroom issues at a hospital with my stripes.
Wow.
So why am I, if you were bruised for my iniquities, while we're at the courtroom of justice, God is taking on a wound that will be taking place at a hospital. Because why? He sees that what happens when man is wounded, he now tries to medicate his own wound, and that's when he gets into sin.
You blowing my mind right now. Like, seriously, and I know I cannot be the only one.
People feel like, well, if you knew my sins, if you knew what I went through, then nobody would like me. No, the reason why you're doing this is because you were medicating the wound. And when the church can deal with sin, how God sees it as a sickness,
yes,
people will want to get healed.
Yeah. If the church recognized its role.
Listen, if everybody knew my sins, I wouldn't be their pastor.
Yeah, come on, somebody.
You know me, Adelia. Come on here.
You and me both.
Come on. I'm so glad I don't have a screen on the back on my back that you can come in and hit a button and the Wi-Fi download of my issues come off. Now, but here's the issue: if you look at
Or
all
your thought.
the pins, you'll say, "Whoa, this is crazy," but it was connected to 2 or 3 deep wounds.
Yeah. And you have to go deep. You have to be willing to go deeper. And that's
Absolutely,
a part of being healthy. I think that's
absolutely,
where we get in trouble
absolutely,
as
1,000%.
as the church.
1,000%. One of my deepest wounds was rejection.
Wow.
So all of the
Oh,
different things of being healed and all of that comes. There's rejection. I didn't know. I met most of my father's family at his funeral, at his death.
oh wow.
The first time I ever saw a picture of my father's mother was last year. So there are a lot of things that I had to go back and heal all of that, and that explained all of this. Some of my greatest attributes of performance and being great was really a coping mechanism to the wound of rejection.
Wow.
And so people have to come into that's being whole. Me being overweight, a lot of it was connected, and that's one of the ways that I received love. Grandmama, aunts, and mama, they cooked that said, "I love you," so I ate.
Yeah.
The other area is okay. I'm gonna go get what I want to get, so that's a way for me that has nothing to do with the food. That's a wound.
Yes.
That now you have to come back and heal that, and now rewrite a total different story. The story that you had, because you don't get this. Some wounds have a story. And so you need to heal, you need God to heal the wound, and you need God to remove the story.
Yeah. And
Here's
rewrite
the
it.
reality is everybody have absolutely, Herbert, what's eating what you're eating is but what's eating you, absolutely.
Yes.
Everybody has a story. And we have to learn to allow God to heal us from the story, because the
That's
story
right.
often repeats the cycle.
The story repeats the cycle.
Because what this happened to me, but the story is what was stored in your hard drive of
That's
your
right.
mind.
That's
And
right.
then
Oh,
you have to be transformed by the renewing of your mind.
and that's why our minds have to be transformed.
Absolutely. Because if you
Because
don't
what's in
transform,
us comes out of us.
absolutely. If you don't transform the renewing of your mind, the story around that will keep playing over and over and over and over again. That's what keeps people stuck in life. This event happened, that was the wound, but then now the story goes into the mind, and that's what keeps being told over and over and over and over again, and that story keeps you on the cycle. So you have to know that God heals wounds, and then he changes the story. That's why oftentimes when God got into individuals' lives, he would change their name from Saul to Paul.
Won't he change the name in the story if you allow him to?
Yeah, you have. Well, that's the thing. And watch this. Some people don't want to let go of their story because they profited off of their pain.
Oh, God. They've profited off of
Their story is their cup of change. And they settle for change instead of willing to go through change.
And they become familiar.
It's simple. Yeah. When that's your story. Have you ever noticed on the side of the road, every time someone begs for change, they tell a story?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Because their
Yeah.
story,
They have to connect.
their story gets them change.
That was good.
Their story gets them change.
Yeah.
And what does change do? It's just enough to prolong you in your same situation. The nickels, the quarters, the dollars, you may get 10. It's just enough to keep you there. It sustains. Change will keep you there. But when you want to change and not be there no more, you got to tell the story.
Come on. Come on.
So some people are using their story for change as in coins.
Yeah.
And you always have to keep telling your story to get more change.
Right.
You
Right.
keep telling your story to different people to get more change. No, when you want to change, you got to heal and let go of your story.
And the more you tell that story, the more that it's embedded in you, the more that you feel like that's who I am, and the more that you feel like I'm nothing beyond this story.
Absolutely.
And that is truly a lie from the pit of hell.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Love you, Bishop. Man, listen, this is a total shift. And so, and myself, you know, I cringe
God.
because as a pastor, and so many times that I've been the wounded leader.
Oh man. Oh, the wounded leader, bleeding on the people.
Some people will say, Davis, you're so wise. And I want to tell them, I don't think it's wisdom. I think it's just healing from all of my hurts.
Wow.
What you see as wisdom is my scar tissue.
You're gonna have to rewatch this and write the book.
It's
because that's good.
Are you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But here is the difference. Here was the shift on this.
My.
This is God bless me about
That's
this.
right, Pastor Johnson. My.
God bless me with this about scars, because why does God allow scars? God created our body.
Yes.
Anytime we get wounded, we're talking about healing. Anytime we get wounded, if there's a cut, if there's something else, there's a scar.
Yes.
I had to ask question, why did you allow scars? And then, first of all, before I got to the why, I had to understand what a scar was.
Yeah.
A scar is the sign that something has healed. A scar is an indicator that what took place has healed.
Yes.
So why does God allow an indicator to be left that is a part of the humanic makeup, DNA structure of our bodies, that whenever we're wounded, we now produce a scar back at that site?
Wow.
Because it is a sign that we have healed. And here is the freedom. When the church is going, God's body is when we are okay with showing our scars that God has healed us, and not using it as shame of what we've been through.
And not try to cover it up.
We do so much to cover scars.
God.
Our scars are beautiful. Our scars are the waving banner of the work of Jesus Christ. Our scars are the sign that what happened to us did not take us out. Our scars are the sign that God is the healer. Our scars are a sign that the blood of Jesus,
Pastor.
and so many of us are getting into a place that we're not willing to show how God came in, set free, and healed us. And when the church is okay with doing like Jesus did, he walked to the wall of the room to Thomas and said, touch right here in my hand. It was a nail that was there a couple of days ago, but now it's healed.
Woo!
And so now we have so many phony people that cannot discuss where they used to be, what used to happen. And now people from the outside can look in the church and say, I don't see me. But if you see the scars, to everybody that has had an appendix taken out, I can show you right here where my appendix was cut, because I still have a what? A scar.
That's right.
So I'm a sign. Wow. I'm a sign that God can heal you.
And the scars are supposed to be for his glory anyway. They're not for us, they're for him. Therefore him to bring people to his kingdom.
Absolutely.
But we misinterpret the scars, Pastor. We take the scars and make it about us. Oh, I'm so wounded. Oh, I'm so victimized.
Absolutely. And then, or here, I'm ugly. I'm not pretty. No. no, 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 no. And what do we do? We take that scar, and instead of celebrating, this is what I healed, we focus on, this is what I went through. So we're ashamed of the scar, because the scar, the people with a negative set use that scar to every time they see the scar, the story comes again.
Yeah.
The scene of what happened, not how God healed.
Wow. We have to shift our perspective.
Absolutely. That's just 1,000%. 1,000%.
The same scar you just said says two different things.
Absolutely. It can remind you of what you went through and how it happened, and you're stuck there.
Right.
But it also can say how I healed.
Yeah. Yeah. I like that one better.
And how in spite of what happened and what took place, I'm still at a point that God can move forward in me and move from that place, and I can heal from that.
Wow.
I can be set free from that. We were designed to be naked and not ashamed.
That was the original design.
That
was the original design.
As a pastor, as a man, I'll be married 15 years now. Marriage is tough.
Yeah.
There's no other way to put it. Marriage is tough.
Yeah.
You're always the key is not saying I do, it's learning how to say I do every day. To someone else new.
Thank you. It ain't got nothing to do with the wedding.
It's I do. And normally the person that you said I do to years ago no longer exists. Sometimes they died, sometimes they were murdered by pain.
Wow.
See, you invited me on this.
Listen, no, you keep going, because you're blessing somebody. You hear me? Somebody needed to hear this. This is going to speak to somebody's spirit that may see this today. They may see it next week. And what's going to end up happening once they're healed and they hear this is going to catapult them into the will of God.
Yeah, it's marriage. Husband, love your wives like Christ loved the church. So it is the reconciliation of marriage, is the reconciliation of Christ's plan for him and the church. So it models that. So in marriage, there's always a crucifixion.
In marriage, there's always a crucifixion.
Absolutely. Something has to die so that something can live.
Oh, good God Almighty. And you have to decide what is it that you want to live.
Well, often it's
within your marriage, right?
Well, yeah, and there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things in it. There's oh my God.
I'm gonna have to bring you back on specifically for relationships.
Because it's tough. Because love doesn't keep you married. Love doesn't keep you married. You know how many people?
Say that for the single people in the back.
Love doesn't keep you married. Knowing how to love keeps you married. You know how many people are divorced and they love each other?
Right. Wow.
It wasn't love.
Yeah.
The difference is that Jesus, if husband love your wife like Christ loved the church, and he gave himself for her, that means I have to learn how to love through the dying process to the resurrection of loving something new. I failed so many. I failed so many times at marriage, and me and my wife have been married for 15 years, but we've had our stuff. I failed, and we have to learn how to go and do something else again, new. And it's at that point, it's the rediscovery of learning things new, replanting new. You know what blessed me? Since we've been at home with COVID, I've become like a flower aficionado. I love petunias.
I love seeing you post about that garden.
I like to plant flowers. I like the old
love it.
I mean, I'm outside with my flowers, and I ain't never been at home like that to plant flowers. But the one thing I love about petunias is that they bud, but as they die, the same petunia which was budding last week is withered next week.
Wow.
And so I there's a joy that I get out of going and pulling off the old flower petals, so that new ones can come in their place. If I don't, and so my flowers are so full because I enjoy removing what is old. I hope you got that. And if I can encourage that, you have to learn how to enjoy removing what is old so that new can grow in this place. So the flowers that I had in April are gone.
Wow.
The flowers that I had in May are gone. Outside is a full spread.
Oh my God.
They're falling over my banisters, but that's new. And that won't be there in a couple of weeks from now. But I have to learn how to continue to keep shedding what's old.
Oh, God, for the new to come out.
That's it.
And he makes it new every time.
It's a shedding. It's a shedding. The last thing on the marriage health is that Jesus created humans to be, I told you, naked and not ashamed.
That's right.
Naked and not ashamed. 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 If there's anything I can see systemically in marriages that is troubling, is that people have been naked physically and never been naked emotionally.
Wow. Wow. Right.
There's some people who are married to people physically and they can get naked so much easily. But it's a total difference to be naked emotionally.
That's a whole nother. That's more intimate.
And not be ashamed. Naked, and this is my issues. These are my struggles. If you can get in your marriage to a place where you can be naked and not ashamed, and this is what's here, this is what I'm dealing with, I think you can make it.
Yeah.
I'm naked and not ashamed.
Wow.
Because shame causes you to search for fig leaves. And fig leaves are a sign that you're about to get evicted out of your garden.
Oh, God. God.
Yeah. So many marriages are for fig leaves. So everybody COVID being at home is getting sometimes I struggle with marriage because this years I've been so bad at it. I struggle with talking about marriage. I mean, y'all pray for my wife. I'm a handful. I've been pastor and all that. People be like, I want to be the first lady. No, heck, you don't. You don't
my God. It still blows my mind how
you don't want this. You don't want this. You don't want this.
Like, it blows my mind how people like this is a goal.
You don't want this.
For some people. Oh, I'm gonna be first lady of such and such and such. Yeah. I'm gonna be lady. Are you ready for the sacrifices that come along with that?
I mean, there's so much more. I'm quad vocational. There's all different worlds. At best, I would say I'm a polygamist. Because I'm married to so many different things and I've learned how to, and my wife will say, I feel like I share you with this and this and this and this and this.
Yeah.
And at first, this is what it is. And I'm like, it's different. It's a lot. And I'm saying that to say, some of y'all be like, he got a whole lot of women out there. No, I'm not saying that. But
right, let's clarify. It's only one Lady Davis.
Your pastor, right. Yes, and my wife said we are known for each other. She did for all of me. And my weaknesses, my struggles, There's a lot of things. There's a lot of she's like, I'm complex. And so, that we've made it by the grace of God and renewing and pulling new flowers. So that's the biggest challenge. I laugh at times because I counsel a lot of couples now. I don't even advertise I do marriage counseling, and then people be referring, and I'm counseling multiple couples a week, and I'm like, chuckle like, I've torn some stuff up.
But that's why you're qualified.
Well, that's what you call it.
That's why you're credible. Like, look, let me tell you what not to do.
Well, there's some, but there, it's deeper things than that. But it's just, so I love her. She loves me, and COVID has given us time to challenge, to renew, to have tough conversations, tough conversation. I call it naked and not ashamed conversation. This is where I am. This is what I'm dealing with. This is what's going on. This may hurt, but this is where I'm at. I know you may not want to hear this, but this is where I am. When you go anywhere, you need to know where you are. And so many couples can't even tell their spouse where they are.
Yeah.
You're on your way to ending it if you can't tell the person where you're at.
Right.
Some people are sleeping next to people and they're already gone.
Oh. Jesus.
Just because
y'all gonna have to buy this. I'm gonna have to package this.
Just because you come home doesn't mean that you're home.
Wow.
So COVID has had couples come to reconciliation that the fact that they may not be at home.
Wow.
So now we got to deal with this.
And you know what? And that's
y'all keep saying that's another book.
What I wanted to talk about. The pulse. How do you manage the pulse of a thing? Marriage, church, your congregation, your businesses. How do you how do you know when the health of it is challenged? And what do you do?
There are layers to this. And this is one of the reasons why I've had to focus on a lot of my health.
Yeah.
Because I realized I can't keep going like this and not take care of me.
Right.
I am blessed to say that I have some wonderful teams. My team at Pleasant View, COVID has made us even stronger. And we're firing on another level. We literally went and did a total digital church. We wasn't Facebook Live and anything before COVID. We went and put a whole other package together, and boom. That's huge. Teams and leadership are everything. It's a lot of delegation. 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 What you see in 4 different worlds are 4 different teams.
Wow.
So I'm quad vocational, but what I'm learning now is you have to build teams. You need all of your teams, hear me, they have to be 4x4. Meaning all of the wheels need to be turning because you never know when you're gonna get stuck.
Oh. Wow.
The other thing in these worlds, in previous in my life, I had to be the driver. No, I need a team with people who can drive.
Yeah.
And I need to be in the car.
Yeah.
There's sometimes I may need to drive. There's sometimes I need to be in the back seat.
Right. Wow. And knowing when those times are is very important.
The other thing is making sure that your teams are respected as team members. This is not about me earning and everybody else. I don't get a whole chicken and you get a wing. I bring the chicken to the table and ask who's hungry. And how can we cut this in part and everybody eat so that everybody's good? When COVID shut down, I literally had to take some compensation and bonuses and set them on the table and make sure my team was good.
Wow.
And that's still my philosophy. If church go down, everybody, we leveled out all with the restructuring. I'm real big on that on team. Yeah. I am real big on take care of your team. because your
Yeah.
team is the only way that you can technically reach your dream. So that's big and qualificational. Hiring people that are smarter than you, that are better than you. They need to respect you.
Yes.
But
Oh God, yes.
but if you respect them and hire people that are better than you and
Yeah.
that team, they
Yeah.
realize that you are on the one that got to go on stage, but they're okay that you're standing on their platform.
Right. Wow.
So many of us in times in life, and if you're insecure and you don't know who you are, you're gonna live for the stage, but you're gonna die because you won't have stage hands.
Oh my
You
God.
never get to a big stage is always set up days before you actually get
Yes.
on.
And typically you're not the one setting it up.
Absolutely. So
Come on now.
that's the people that you pour in. That's the people that you take care of.
Wow.
And then the team will set you free. So you got that. So every world has that team. John Maxwell has some great stuff on leadership, teamwork,
Love John
teamwork. I'm a Maxwellian. That is huge. You have to
Yeah.
listen to your team. I think America is dying right now because they're not listening to their team.
They're not even talking to their teams.
Watch this. Your enemy is also your team because your enemy often gives you a critique of what's wrong, and they can technically be a blessing to tell you what's going wrong, and your team can technically get it right. Because your enemy looks at things that you don't look at. Now you got to learn how to technically eat the fish and spit out the bone. Right. They do it with the nasty sauce that you're not going to eat. But sometimes your critics are your greatest asset because they give you a viewpoint or perspective that you're often not looking at. Now you have to be wise enough to examine what they're saying. If is it truth or is it a lie?
Yeah.
If what your critic is saying is truth, you need to deal with that.
Right.
If what they're saying is a lie, again. And the other thing is, as a leader, sometimes you have to learn how to take the hits, but let your team have the ball. Tackle me. Y'all keep running. I don't know who that's for. I feel that in my spirit. There's there's a leader out there. And you're going under opposition. You're going under attack. That's why you need to have a team because there's sometimes you have to take the hit. But I can take the hit when somebody else has the ball. Sack me.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
That's why some leaders don't make it. Sack me.
They scared to get hit.
Hit me. I just want my team to move the ball. Because if we win the game, we all get the ring. Wow. I want everybody. I can be the quarterback. I can be the head coach. I can be, guess what? When we all win, the person who sell the popcorn gonna get a ring.
Come on.
I need them to sell the popcorn. I need them to sell the drinks. I need them to sweep. I need the person to wipe the bathroom down good. It's all an experience. You need to treat everybody. Stop treating some people right, not treating everybody right.
Don't pick and choose.
Right. That's on the leadership side. The other side on the teams and being is I do believe that my wife she said we're anointed for each other, my love.
Yeah.
It is tough because I'm split between multiple worlds.
Yeah.
And so I have learned how to find out what she needs and try my best to do that at different times. If you take care of what they need, finding out what your spouse needs, it helps you focus when you don't have time. You need to know what you need because you don't have time. When you're in qualificational world and you're pastoring, you're teaching, and you're married, you got the businesses going. I don't have time. I don't like to waste time because I don't have it.
Right.
I'm leveraging. So I don't want to be scratching in a place that's not itching. So I do need for you to talk to me, but I also need to know what do you need now in this season?
That's the thing.
So and oftentimes what a person need, it may be tough. My wife, it's the communication part of it, but it's learning how to maneuver into that and not giving one thing priority over the other.
Yeah.
You show up here. I call it swim lanes. Being able to say this lane here, and then knowing what you're good at. I want to get to a place that I'm only doing what I'm good at, but I have enough team members who are good at the other areas of my weaknesses that we all run.
Yeah.
So that's being quad vocational. But you know, so many people want this and they're selfish. And this, you don't win like that.
Right.
You don't win like that.
Right.
Everybody gotta feel a part of it and sacrifice, and you need to listen.
Yeah.
You need to listen to people on your team. They see stuff you don't see. They see stuff that you don't see. My
And
team,
you got
my team was talking to me, and they say I say boom, 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 and all of these little. They was joking about, you know, I say case in point, and I didn't know I say that, but they
wow.
told me I said that, and then
Yeah.
now when I was listening, and now I hear it, but that's a part of the team. So when they see me, we're one. But
Wow.
I'm real big on that. I'm real big on take care. I'm real big on you. You are. I want to call you something. You are real low if you don't take care of the people that take care of you. If you ever want to see me fight, and you know me, Adelia, you know me,
Yeah.
I'll swing on you. That's
Okay. No questions asked.
you know me. I tell the Lord, hold me, because I will hit you in your. People that don't take care of people, they don't take care of that. I have a huge problem.
Yeah.
I don't care what you own. I don't care what you got. You have it all you want. You know,
Yeah.
live how you want to, but you
Right.
take care of your people.
Definitely. I
You
agree with you.
take care of your people. That's one thing in my heart. You can say a whole lot about me, and I
Wow.
got my issues and all of that, and I'm learning, Lord. But one thing you're not going to do with me is if you my team, you know I got your back.
Wow.
If it's my last $2 and we're a team, we gonna split it and have one. If it's 4 of them, we gonna have 50 cents. I'm not gonna eat and you starve. I think you're worse. I think you're evil.
Wow.
I really do.
Yeah.
I mean that's
And can I say something to that point?
yeah.
And not waiting for them to come to you. If you see the need, I think that's part of the issue too. If I identify with my brother and my sister or whoever I'm leading and I observe a need, is it not my responsibility to attend to that need or at least ask? Because shame, remember we talked about that earlier, will keep me from telling you that I'm in need.
Well, yeah, it was. I think it's layered in a sense, because sometimes people are in need and they are shameful
Yeah.
and they don't want to know people, but that also says you're not a part of the family. Remember, I told you, shame, you're naked and you're not ashamed.
Wow. Oh God. That means that somewhere you feel excluded.
Right. And the other thing is there's some things that are systemic going on. There may be some bad spending habits or some emotional issues, and that's why they're ashamed, because they don't want to admit that that's what's going on.
Mm. Wow.
Others of this is, God, we're gonna have to schedule another time to come back on. Because sin destroys your money.
You said what now? Say that again.
Sin destroys your money.
You said sin destroys your money?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
So many people are broke not because they don't make income, because they're in sin.
Yeah. Wow.
Sin costs you.
Eating up everything you got coming in.
Sin is a budget item. Think about this. Think about this. Think about, I want people to go back, and if they can really honestly look at it, if there's sin, how much is this sin costing me?
They're not counting the cost. Been there.
So there's a lot that comes with that, and accountability and that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
That's on the functional side. If someone is struggling, and there's a lot of things that come into that equation. That's one thing. The other thing is, I think people should be paid fairly. You got to pay people fairly. The Acts Church, is the model.
The Acts church is the model. Wow.
In the book of Acts,
Yeah.
when people were saved, it said that anyone that had need, they took care of needs. That's what we don't see the Acts church in today. That's why some people saying I want to be wealthy, they desire the right thing for the wrong reason.
Wow.
Why you want to be wealthy? You want to be wealthy so you can have a big house and ride in the Bentley and shine and floss, and it fuels your insecurity. So you can say, "Look at me now."
Woo!
Or do you want to be wealthy so you can truly be a blessing to others who don't have access?
Yeah. Oh, to others that don't have access. Wow.
I mean, I was there in my 20s. I wanted to be wealthy so I could floss. That was my insecurities talking.
Yeah.
Now I do want to be wealthy because I realize that because so many people face income inequalities and don't have access, that I want to be the lender and not the borrower. Because people have been in predatory loans. Our community is about to face a housing crisis.
Oh God.
So I need to own real estate so we can put folks. I'm sorry, if a woman is getting beat upside her head, the reason why she's still in a bad marriage is because she don't have a place to stay. I can pay 10 hours, but if I had another place that could put her with security, that's a whole other situation.
Yeah.
The brother's angry because he doesn't feel like a man because he doesn't have employment. But if I had companies that I can employ you on,
come on, you're fixing two problems.
The Acts church preached to them spiritually, but also took care of them to help them with their necessities as they had needs.
Yeah.
And the other issue is a lot of us have been focused so much on our wants that we're not even aware of our needs.
Wow.
God had to shift me on that. And that's where a lot of weight and spiritual and emotional is that all of my needs are taken care of. I got a house, I got cars.
Right.
Something that cost me the most money was my wants, not my needs.
Yeah. Woo. Wow.
And people who don't have, when they do get, they often spend their money on what they want, not versus what they need.
Right.
Wealth is created when you have a line that you're drawing off of your needs, and then you move from that place. Same thing. I mean, it spills up into another area. So God is transforming. It's a work. I feel vulnerable because I've been but it's
wow. But I thank you.
Yeah.
I thank you. These are the conversations that, and it's interesting because earlier before we even came on, I asked you, did you hear me praying? Because I was praying kind of loud. But part of my prayer this morning was God, take I Am My Morning Coffee and make it a vehicle of change for somebody else. I think people downplay these conversations. These conversations are so necessary. I did more listening and taking notes than anything else.
Wow.
And let me tell you something about me. And you know me. You've been knowing me a long time.
Right.
If I'm taking notes, you saying something.
Wow.
And I am a note taker. And honestly, if I'm not taking notes, then you're probably not saying too much. But today, I have notes on top of notes.
God. Yeah.
And I thank you. I thank you for your vulnerability. I thank you for sharing. I thank you for just being transparent. And that's what we're missing. And I'm passionate about that. I'm passionate about transparency. I'm working on a show right now with a reformed domestic abuser.
Okay.
Wow. Because as a pastor, what do you do when the abused and the abuser are both at the altar?
That's where grace lies. And that's often the case.
And so this is a platform for vulnerability.
Absolutely.
And to share what you're going through, what you've done. Because like you said, the scar is not to condemn. The scar isn't to stay there and to be a constant reminder of the pain. The scar is to glorify God and to remind you that He is a healer. Abuser alike.
Right.
Adultery, whatever,
Right.
whatever your situation is,
Right.
God can heal it.
Correct. He can heal it. He can heal it. You know,
God,
he
thank
can
you.
heal it. God is a healer, and I pastoring. I didn't choose it. It chose me. I do love God's people. Uh,
Yeah,
I do feel like I do have a heart for His people.
I can tell you do.
We're seeing people connect with Pleasant View now. Someone right before I got on, I found out was trying to connect to the church, and team was looking at trying to set up an appointment so I could talk with them. But people are connecting from all across the nation, and I
Wow.
praise God for what's taking place in Pleasant View. My desire now is that people love God and
Yeah,
love Him, and
yeah,
our nation is in the midst of change.
very much so.
Why not we change?
Yeah,
And that's where it is. That's behind the health. That's behind that. And I do. I've been so busy. I got to get the books out. Somebody kept saying that's another book, and
yeah, yeah. That was Pastor Johnson.
yeah. Like, I kept saying that's another book. That's
That's
another
another.
book. That's another book. I'm like, that's another book. I'm like, oh god. And so
Come on, we got work to do.
so this is that kind of thing, and it's there. And I do feel like God, there's some seasons I've been behind the mountain, and God has been working with me in my own burning bush with
Yeah.
Jethro. And I think this is a season that God is bringing some things to the forefront. Sometimes you can want the light for the wrong reason, and
Mm,
God delivered me.
yeah.
Because if God would have exposed me in previous years, I would have been out there doing the right thing for the wrong reason, trying to
Right.
make my own wounds.
Mm. Wow, that's powerful.
I
Woo.
hope you get that. Um,
Mm.
sometimes your insecurities get the platform before you do.
Ooh. I'm about to cash app
So sometimes God has to hold you back to heal you, and then break you, and then say, "Now you're ready." And I feel that God is shifting that. I'm content. I'm content. I'm not here to do this for. I believe in being blessed, and I believe that I'll receive for all that. Thank you. If anybody sold, I pray that God send it back to you. I didn't do this for that, but I
I
pray
know,
for you. But it,
but the principle.
I understand. And then that's a huge principle for that, because He does say when you sow in Philippians that He'll
I
support
just
all
said
your needs
mine.
according to your riches and glory. God does that, and this is a season.
God.
I'm thankful. I've been a mess, and God has literally cleaned a lot up. I'm
Yeah.
nowhere near perfect. I've struggled through numerous things, and God has had to come over and heal and maneuver and transform and get this
Yeah.
right on numerous sides.
Right.
Um, I do think this is a season that we do have to, when thou art converted, strengthen thy brother.
Jesus.
And love you. Thank you so much for having it. This blesses me so much because
Really?
we've been knowing each other for years, and so you knew Derwin and Jermaine. You knew that. you
Since
you
second
know
grade.
where Kyle has come from. you know, and there's been a journey. I guess I can write a book just called Grace. If you only knew what God has set me free
That's it.
some people wouldn't handle it. That's that's that. But love you much, and thank you for you having a desire to um, share in your purpose for God, and to support leaders.
Oh,
Um, I I lost a good friend. There's a guy named Ramon Harper. He was, if you know Pastor Darius Daniels, He was Pastor Darius Daniels' number 2. And he wrote this book called It Takes Two.
It takes two.
And It Takes Two. He talks about the role of the second man. That anybody who is great, they have a Joseph. Anybody who's going to be Pharaoh, they have some people behind them that makes things happen. And I've never seen a number 2 like you. I love the way that you serve your pastor. You serve in leadership. You do have your own platform in my morning coffee, but you have a heart to serve, and I don't take that lightly. I pray that God opens so many doors.
Thank you.
And you've healed from a lot. There's so many broken places that people don't even know that it was broken. And your strength comes from the pain that God generated.
Yeah.
And now that you're healed, you dance because you celebrate this place did not used to move.
Whew.
You stretch out your wings because you realize I was stuck and so God is about to do something amazing for you. And every place that you've served behind the scenes, you're going to get public rewards for the places that you've served in private. And I only know some of them, but I know a second man when I see him. And they are the people that help other men and women of God, and whether it's political, whether it's pastoral, whether it is business, they are the ones that are the movers and shakers. And may God bless you and restore unto you and always replenish you, because you have always been the one to give the prophet even your last cruise of oil and meal. And that's why you've always been able to get a new cruise of oil and meal every morning. Because you've been the woman of God who would make the cake for the prophet when many times you were hungry yourself. Yeah. Wow. Yeah. There's a major shift. There's a major shift. And I'm sorry I've just that hit that way, and I just we don't
Listen, no, I believe in yielding to the Holy Spirit. I believe in letting God have his way. I don't care how long it is. I don't care, what it is. I love God so much.
Yeah.
I love him so much.
Yeah.
And I just have a heart for his people.
Yeah.
And I just want to see us win, because as the body of Christ, he's called us to win.
Correct.
And one of the most recent words that I've been working on and just studying and just really dissecting is in Hebrews. If you don't mind me reading this real quick.
Absolutely.
Hebrews 9:16-17. The will is null and void. No, wait, yeah. Hebrews 16-17. And what that specifically says, oh God, I just want to tell you thank you. Like I said, I yield to the Holy Spirit, and I know when he's moving, and we have to be sensitive to when God is moving and speaking and saying something. And you really just spoke to my spirit. Even, sometimes you don't know what you need, but God does.
Right.
And he'll give that to you. In Hebrews 9:16, he says, in the case of a will, this spoke to me so much. In the case of a will, it is necessary to prove the death of the one who made it. Because a will Because a will is enforced only when somebody has died. It never takes effect while the one who made is living. And that has been the word that I've been dissecting and really studying. And I'm going to write something called The Reading of the Last Will and Testament. Because we are heirs. When you think about a last will and testament, Jesus had to die.
Yeah.
This book is a living will.
Absolutely.
And the only way sometimes that you even understand what all the verbiage says and all of the language is through a pastor and it's through a preacher. And that's why I'm passionate about taking care of pastors and preachers and leaders. And I don't mind sowing, Pastor Derwin. I don't care. You're right. I've given my last. I've overdrawn my account. And you can say what you want. God has put it back in less than 24 hours. So when you talk about sowing, and I don't talk about it, but what I know for sure, I cannot understand the will. I cannot understand what's due me. I don't understand as an heir what the legal verbiage says. So I need you. You're my spiritual attorney. You break down this last will and testament. And I wrote down the voices in my life. And I said, God, I need to sow and I need to identify whose voice is assigned to me. You, Elder Mark Moore.
Yeah, that's my
Pastor Corey Hambrick. Dr. Matisa Wilbon.
Yeah.
You all are my voices right now. And I don't take it lightly because you all are my legal team and you have broken down this will and this testament and you have made me understand myself. You have made me understand the will of God for my life. You have made me understand what I have access to. And we need you. We need you. We need you. We need you. People can say what they want. We need you. You all are our personal, spiritual, legal attorneys, and I'd be foolish not to pay my retainer.
I'm in tears. There's years I've been around the legal world, and people don't know this. The reason why I'm so adept on attorneys is I got into some trouble at a very young age, and I haven't told this publicly. I got into some real trouble. My mom spent over almost $20,000. I know at least 17,000 on the attorney fees of getting me out of trouble. And I realized that had my mom not been even though my mom was single, she was a business owner. Had she not spent the money, I would have literally been in down in Milledgeville at the youth detention center for some months, and if not a year. I'm really in ministry because at the time my pastor went to Judge Piegler, who was in DeKalb County Juvenile, and told her instead of sending him to Milledgeville, if you drop, my mom would drop me off at pastor's house, and I would literally be at him. Folks didn't notice I got kicked out of the towers. They put me. I couldn't even go to alternative. I had to pay them to get to alternative school. But through that, I saw that justice. Hear me. Justice is through attorneys, and I've been always connected to attorneys. But when you say we're spiritual attorneys, it woke up a section in me. Wow. That God was explaining how He connected with. I mean, that's one of my. I'm very close with attorneys. Very close with attorneys. I don't do much without talking to attorneys. I have my legal deal. I have franchises. I get legal in a minute.
Yeah.
But that's one of the things about the law. the law. And I want to say this, and we will end it here, is that so many people are now protesting for civil rights.
Yeah.
So many people are protesting for civil rights. But so many people are ignorant to their spiritual rights.
Huh.
That's what Win Lives is about. It's because when you know your spiritual rights, we are heirs. We have been accepted into the beloved. Ephesians and Corinthians and Romans and Timothy, these are promises. When you talked about in Hebrew, we have a right. We have a kingdom. And what plagues me and bothers me the most is that the enemy has been so bold to take scripture in the hands of wrong men and twist it to make men reject their own rights. That's my problem. And some people now are still slaves in their mind because they had an evil attorney present a case and convict them. So that's when you said that, people don't know their spiritual rights. And guess what? Every knee shall bow, and everybody's gonna have to come to the courtroom of glory. That's called Judgment Day. And if you don't know him, I get you may have questions. I understand that you may have questions, but I'm inviting you to know Jesus, and whatever questions you have, I would love to sit down and answer those with you. I would love to show you why I believe what I believe and how we got. I would love to do that. Don't you let your questions get you to a place and you're offended. No. Let's sit down. Let's walk through this.
Amen.
Because guess what? Jesus has already won the case for your life. Jesus filed a class action lawsuit against earth and hell and won. The only difference is you need to call in and get your name written in the Lamb Book of Life. Absolutely, Dr. Usher. He's called us to win. He's called us to win. He's called us to win. So I love y'all. Thank you for allowing me to share these moments. I realize now I have some work to do. I got to go back and listen to this and find out all these books they talking about this. I got to get another team. Really, my wife is a writer, but I got to get a team because I can talk it and release it, and some folks can take this and help us get this in book form.
Yes,
and get that out. And it takes a team.
That's right.
It takes a team.
It does. It does.
I don't mind sharing my apples with the team for all of us to win.
Thank you.
Love you
so very, very much. I love you too, and it was a pleasure.
And
thank
shout
you.
out to all of my pastor brothers, to your pastor, Pastor Corey. I love him, man.
Thank you.
Great man of God, Pastor Corey Hambrick. We love him. Man, even from back in his Redan days and all of that, man. That's been that dude.
What you know about the Redan days?
Absolutely, man. I'm a bandhead as well. And to my brother, Elder Mark Moore, he's our leader. And I say this, he's our leader.
Jesus.
Yes, no, he's not a senior pastor, but God has anointed him to lead us nationally and even internationally at this time. And if you don't know Elder Mark Moore and the Explore YLC.com, that's Young Leaders Conference. If you're not aware of the Young Leaders Conference, this year had to be postponed. I've had to do stuff to make sure I'm there. Even get a doctor appointment on the same day as the conference and go by the doctor and come there. You got
time is blocked.
Whatever you need to do to make sure it's right, you got to do what you need to do. But he's our leader. If you're not following him, you need to. And
Please.
Lisa Wilburn and her husband.
Oh, I love them.
Praying anointed. And so big shout out to you all, to my spiritual family. I love all of y'all and everybody that joined on. Thank you so much for being here. I know we kind of just talked this morning, but love y'all. Love y'all. Thank you so much indeed. Thank you so much again, Lady Johnson.
It was a pleasure. I love you so much, and thank you. And you have a wonderful and a blessed day.
Absolutely.
All right. Bye-bye. Woo! Well, I'm going to let y'all go. I wasn't ready for that. But when the Lord moves, you let him move. So you all have a wonderful and a blessed day. And remember, this has been I Am My Morning Coffee. Please go like, follow, subscribe. I just let the Lord have his way. And yeah, he's taking us to new levels and new heights. So I'm honored when anybody comes on this platform. I'm honored when you're here. I'm honored when you're watching. And I pray that something was said. I pray that something was done that will motivate you to explore your purpose and the will of God for your life. I love you. This has been I Am My Morning Coffee, where God is truly our barista. Praise and worship is our cream and sugar, and Pastor Derwin Davis was our morning coffee. Take care.